second triangle is about the housing sector. This comprises the residential built environment, the materials and services that go into creating it, and the finance and governance that supports housing. This housing sector and all of its moving parts performs as a national asset in many ways, by contributing to the economic growth and job creation, by enabling the movement of money through the financial systems, and by contributing to the sustainability of human settlements. Let's look at the 3 points of this triangle. First, the housing sector contributes towards economic growth and job creation. Housing supply chains create jobs and contribute to the economy, whether through the delivery of construction materials like cement or manufactured items like window frames. Housing development supports job creation through the services of workers and professionals. After construction, there is ongoing demand for furniture and appliances, as well as for the home improvements that families want to make. In some cases, housing is made available for rental, and this also makes important economic contributions. CAF has looked at the housing economic value chain and the impact that housing has on the economy as a contribution to GDP. We've calculated that housing contributes as much as 11% to GDP in Uganda or 9% in Nigeria. Second, because it is such a significant economic activity and because it involves each and every household in the country in some way, the financing of the housing sector supports the flow of money through the financial system. This is called financial intermediation. At the most basic level, household savings feed into the banking system, adding to the capital that lenders use to provide loans to other people who want to borrow to improve their housing. The same happens with pension funds, which collect and hold savings from households over long periods. While they hold that money, they look for ways to invest it so that it grows in value, and real estate is one such investment target. Governments can track how well the money transmission mechanism is functioning in the household sector. This enables governments to track and manage economic growth cycles, and it's for this reason that housing starts are key economic indicators. An important part of these financial flows in the housing sector is the mortgage. Mortgage finance enables the delivery of products and services by creating affordability for people who couldn't buy with cash. The key innovation of the mortgage is amortization, that is, the spreading of a very large cost of the house over a long period of time so that the payment each month is affordable to the borrower. However, in most African households, will never be able to access mortgages as they're currently offered. This is a challenge that lenders need to address, designing their products in ways that better suit how people actually earn their incomes. Many households participate in savings groups, savings and credit cooperatives or SACCOs, and rotating savings schemes. These arrangements also allow people to pool their incomes and then use the strength of that pooled capital to invest in housing. The last corner of the triangle is about sustainable human settlements. African cities have exceptionally high urbanization rates, and the expected growth of the housing sector over the next 2 decades is enormous. Housing accounts for a large part of the buildings and construction sector, which impacts enormously on greenhouse gases across the planet. And household energy consumption significantly impacts on sustainable development. It is therefore essential that we develop sustainable neighborhoods. Sustainable settlements require quality, well-located housing with title that are affordable to the people who live there. Where housing is located fundamentally shapes the experience and livelihoods of households. It also affects their capacity to commit resources to the city and to the economy. And densification provides thresholds for the efficient delivery of services and facilities. Meanwhile, functional housing markets generate important revenue for city governments. Housing with clear title allows cities to generate a valuation roll and apply property taxes. As properties appreciate in value, their contribution increases the city's rate space, and this contributes to the growth in city budgets that enable them to invest in further infrastructure and service delivery. We've now talked about housing as an asset in multiple ways. Each of the 6 asset types we identified are interconnected as the private and the public triangles of the housing asset. as policymakers, regulators, or the providers of housing products and services, we can use this framework to think about where we target our interventions to improve the performance of the housing market and how it meets the diverse needs of our populations as a whole. In part 2 of this module, we will look at the interconnected housing market and the factors that impact on the performance of the housing asset.